I thought this would be a fun video. This is from 5 years ago. This is Jonathan with Florida Turf Pros. And I was looking through some of my old videos and I saw a cash versus financing video that I made. And it was suggested was this video. And I watched this 5 years ago. I watched a little bit this morning and I stopped. I said, I want to watch this in reacting to it 5 years later. I've grown my business. I've had children, been married, you know, since this, and I've learned some things, right? And I actually do have a different take on cash versus financing. Now, it's still like over to one side more, but I know now that growing a business, it is okay, you know, to use debt in certain times, good debt.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still
like
we've just been so busy, man.
See what he says really and see if I believe that now.
Almost weekly up until last week. Finally got some cool weather and things started.
Sorry, John.
What I want to talk about in this video is a video that I saw from Blake over at B&B Lawn Care. So Blake, if you end up watching this video, man, I certainly enjoy watching your channel here and there. This video is give the other side of the coin on that, offer a different perspective. And
I don't know if I've ever talked to him. I haven't seen him in years, like on YouTube.
Exceptionally fast. And have used debt wisely to keep from hamstringing our business and then get into all those problems that typically come along whenever you overextend yourself with debt. So let me
see what I was trying to hit on that I just couldn't articulate when I made the video when I was younger was what he's talking about here with overextending people that don't know how to run businesses, that aren't financially literate, if you will. They're not good with money. That's what I was trying to get across. Is like, if you don't have debt, you can't get yourself in trouble.
Share with you a few reasons where I think using
but
debt
if you're
is
good
okay.
with money,
you should not be scared.
There are times you can use
debt
it
in your business as a tool if you do it smartly. Let's jump into it. Okay, first up, let's say you have a pile of cash on hand in the beginning. Okay, okay, for me in the beginning, let's say I had $5,000 on hand, and this is going to be pretty similar to what I actually started with, guys.
I do agree with this. He's saying if he has $5,000 and he's trying to get mowers, might as well just go get a loan on the mower, pay $200 a month, keep the $5,000 so you can invest it into a website, branding, things like that. Probably the advice I would give today for somebody that has a pile of cash, $5,000, $10,000 in credit, then go out and get a loan, right?
$5,000, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. But, you know, it was something that me and my wife had decided, like, okay, we had this pile of cash, let's start with now.
See, the thing is, like, I agree with all this. And honestly, I'm just going to skim through this. Because, like, piles of cash, $5,000. That's how it is, bro. Like, sometimes. In the beginning,
using debt is okay. Is for me, like, think about it this way. I am in the business, in the lawn care industry, to make money and to have a lot of money on hand. Like, that's it.
I agree.
Yeah, I love cutting grass and mowers and that type of thing, but in the end, I want a lot of cash. I mean, that's.
I feel like I'm time traveling. This was 5 years ago, dude. That's
I want profit, I want cash, and I want it on hand. Now, if you continuously just take that $10,000 and just go and buy a new mower, what you are doing is you are putting your cash into a depreciating asset, okay? Without getting too much into the finance side of things, it's something called leverage, okay? And whenever you use debt to get a hold of an asset, you are working that asset hard, building your cash up, and then in theory, you are going to get rid of that asset and get rid of the debt. You're going to sell it off, take a small loss, and what you have done is you have used this asset, this debt, to build up your cash even more. You sell it off, you take a small loss, and do it over and over again the whole time with your cash just going up, up, and up.
I do believe in this strategy for some people. The thing is, like, we're just at a point where I would say our next work truck, will probably be on a loan, okay? So we're not really this way with mowers. It's just like, it's more work than it's worth, right? Because we don't need new mowers all the time. But we do need a new truck, probably this year, next year. And so that will probably be on a loan because I don't want to blow through 40 grand cash, 50 grand cash, 60 grand, whatever it's going to be. And so in the beginning of the business, the conversation is that way with an $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 mower, right? Because of the scale. But I will tell you this, even though I believe in this strategy and it makes sense now, we still don't do it. Even now, I've had 40 mowers in my 16 years in business. Multiple trucks. I've never had a truck loan. We do have a loan on my wife's car. So we do use them. I do use credit cards. I had a credit card and cash video. Again, if you're not financially smart, I just believe credit cards get you in trouble. It just does. People just are terrible with money. People suck with money. We all know that, right? But my viewpoints have changed over the years because I've seen the benefits of credit cards in our business. Not only with points or whatever. We fly for free everywhere we go, which is a perk. But the convenience and safety and security when our employees have cards and we just have them all out in the world, the organization with our bookkeepers, we use credit cards. I've used them for years. They're great. Never had a problem. And I do like that we don't have our bank cards rolling all around the city. But again, the regular person sucks with credit cards. They're all in debt and they can't get out of it. And I believe the same way, like if you have a business and accounts and cash flow and revenue and some experience, I don't believe getting a mower loan is a terrible thing. It's when I see the guys that are starting a business this year, it's, February 15th. They're getting ready to start their business this spring in a month or two. And they go out and buy an $80,000 truck on a loan. They go out and buy a $15,000 trailer on a loan. They go buy 3 new X-Marks on a loan and a bunch of brand new stick equipment for a few $1,000. And they got 5 accounts. The math isn't mathing. It's just I've watched a guy in my city do this. Beautiful equipment. I mean, every time he drove by, everybody that works with me is like, dang, why don't we have that? We're rolling around in a 2010 F-250 regular cab, right? He's rolling around in a Denali. But guaranteed, we make more money, more profit, and I take home more money than he does. And it's not a bragging right, it's not anything, but it's because we know how to manage money, okay? I know how to manage money. I hire people to help me manage money, as silly as that sounds. So, don't get shiny equipment syndrome. That's the end of the game. If you need a freaking new mower and you got $5,000 and it's $200 a month to go get a new mower, either way you go is not going to hurt. It's not going to be a big deal. You're not going to sink. It's when you go get $100,000 on loans and you have freaking 5 accounts that bring in $200 a week. That's what I'm talking about.
Cash and piling it into assets, into depreciating assets. Without getting too deep in it, you're just going to have to trust me that using leverage, which debt is leverage, if you do it wisely, is a very, very effective way to hold on to a ton of your money, and you just keep that cycle spinning and your cash keeps going up. You just have to be diligent.
I agree with it. The thing is, still in my heart, like I understand financing, it makes sense, but like you have to pay the piper one day. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I can't get around with the financing
thing. And the third reason is
you're going to have to pay for it one day.
Many times, you just don't have the cash on hand to just go dump that type of cash into.
And this is another thing that I got hated on when I was younger. And that I get it, right? If you're 35 and you have kids and a family and other expenses and a house, I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You know, I mean, I even started younger than that, but when I actually started trying to invest in my business, I was living at my parents' house. I had no expenses. So every dime I made in my business, I could just go out and buy a new mower. And if I spent all $10,000 I had, which I did multiple times, it didn't matter. I still had food on the table and I still had a place to sleep, right? And so as you get older and you're trying to start that's why start young. Start young, and it doesn't matter what you do. You can either get a loan or pay cash, and it doesn't really matter. But when you really do have to have cash on hand, what he's saying does make sense.
Into an asset. And if you do that, your business, it will grow so slow. Yes, it'll be completely debt-free.
100%. Agreed.
You are going to grow at a snail's pace. And if
in the grand screen, wait, was that hate? No, I'm kidding. Now looking back, I do understand that we did grow slow. It's been 16 years, dude. And we had 100 accounts until this year, right? Until we're up to like 250 now. That's not like crazy growth, right? But we've learned a lot of things along the way and invested and made a lot of money and have an actual real functioning business.
Or supporting your family. Now hold up, guys. I'm not talking about if you're doing this on the side and you're just trying to generate some extra income. By all means, go buy a used commercial mower that you can get for $1,000 or whatever. And don't.
Dude, looking back 5 years later, this might have been a little bit of hate.
If you're committed to this, man, you cannot be scared to use debt and use leverage as a tool in your business to just exponentially grow your business.
Because I don't have a collared shirt.
So what I'm saying is take debt with a grain of salt, okay? You can get into a lot of trouble with it, and it is true, you can get into a trouble. Where people get in trouble with it is whenever they start a lawn care business.
This is like an uncle giving advice to a young kid. I was a young kid.
And then they have $40,000 in trailers, in mower equipment, and trucks and whatever, and then they have no idea on what to do to grow their business and drive sales. My point and my argument is always, as lawn business owners, we have to manage the funds in our business the most effective way.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I don't know what the rest of the video is like. I think it's almost over. He wrote cash and finance on the whiteboards behind him, but I don't think he ever used them. But yeah, I mean, what's that saying? Necessity. As I've grown up now, I have a family and kids and a wife. I probably would lean towards more his advice now. Grown up, and I understand that people have to have cash. It's just life. You got to make payroll. You got to pay your overhead and your mortgage and things like that. But as a kid, if you're 22 and under and you live at home, because I experienced it and I'm in such a good spot where I am, my advice would still be going the route that I went. I don't know if it's right or wrong. And again, there is no right or wrong. But if I could help somebody, a 16-year-old kid, get going, I would tell them to use what you have, save up money, buy a $4,000 used mower, a used commercial mower. You're going to learn how to work on it. And from there, once you build up 50, 60, 80 clients, then it doesn't really matter what you do. But just in the beginning of the business, starting out, having to, you know, you have a $500 plus $500 truck payment or whatever. I don't know what the price would be. I've never freaking financed a mower before. But you have $1,000 a month just to baseline for the next few years. I just don't like it. I don't like that idea for a 16-year-old. Save up money, reinvest in your business, and learn that the shiny equipment syndrome, if you have a mower with 1,000 hours on it, I was the guy. Once I hit 1,000 hours on it, I got a new one because I liked it. I just wanted a new mower, right? But in reality, you know, if you have a under $100,000 company or whatever, I mean, like the whole debt or tax deductions and getting new equipment and all this, it doesn't really matter because there's just not enough money for it to even matter. That's just what I believe. And so whatever advice you're going to take, for me, I got started in this because I didn't even get a freaking approved from Sheffield to get a Skag V ride. So I had to spend all my cash. And we started down this trail. We just made a huge investment. I bought 4 mowers, 2 trailers, a stand-on aerator, a truck, and a full running company this year. All cash. And I'm pretty dang happy that I have no payments on it. I mean, I'll just be 100% honest. Like, we are sitting here, the damage is done, it's in the rear view mirror, and we have nothing but opportunity ahead of us, and I'm dang happy about it. Like, I'm dang happy we don't have a $5,000, $10,000 payment this month for the company we acquired. That's all I'm saying. And so, does it make more sense on paper or more sense in your head? Because all that matters is you sleeping well at night. I truly believe that. And so for me, paying for that company cash helps me sleep better at night. And I'm dang proud I did it. And I would do it again and 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 again, and again forever. Every time I get that opportunity, I might not, again, if I didn't have the money to put in that business, we'd be looking at a different scenario. But because I'm dang diligent and I don't just go out and buy a new everything I see and I want, I'm the most frugal person I know. Okay? And I make pretty good money. Okay? And I don't buy much. I don't buy much. And so when opportunities arise, I can do it because I save money. And so if you suck at money and you spend every dime you make, again, I used to be labeled like the Dave Ramsey guy. I'm not necessarily. It's just like, I just believe that having a bunch of money saved is a good thing. And don't buy everything you freaking see and want. And if you want a $200 a month mower payment, like $200 doesn't change anything. Who cares? It really doesn't matter. It's just like looking back now over the years when you buy trailers and trucks and mowers and this and that and this and that. I don't have 40,000. I don't have 40 payments. You know, we pay on our house, we pay on Natalie's car like a couple $100, and we have our bills and payroll and everything else that comes with a business. But like, it's not like we have $20,000 going out every month for payments. So that's where we're at. Coming back 5 years later, I guess my opinion really hasn't changed much. It's just, I understand. Everybody's scenario is different. Every situation in a year, like I said, I will probably take a loan out on a truck, on a work truck, on a company truck. And there's no problem. I'll sleep perfectly fine at night. No big deal. Because it's a business. It's a business, and when I look at like, do I want to go buy a $50,000 truck that goes and just works all day? I'll probably just take a loan and pay $500 a month on it and never think about it again. And that's where we're at. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it made sense. Again, thanks I actually like when people make videos like this. It's taken me, let's see when this thing was uploaded. It has only taken me, this was uploaded October 31st, 2018. It is currently January 24th, 2024. So it has been, it said 5, it has been 6 years to respond to the video. But if you make a video about me, I will respond one day. It might not be today or tomorrow. It might be 6, 7, 8 years from now. But I think it's cool. I think that this needs to be talked about more when there's a... Can you imagine if the people that ran our country, or everybody that had arguments and disagreements, just calmly shared both sides of the story and said, I understand both sides. And whatever you decide, I wish you nothing but the best. That's what I'm going to say to you. Hope you guys, I just want you to crush it. Just crush it. However you believe that it's going to work, I want you to go crush it. Peace.